Bracketology presented by Dave Campbell's Texas Football, breaking down 2021 UIL Texas High School Football Playoff brackets. I'm Greg Tepper, and this is Six-Man Football 1A Division I, breaking down the 1A Division I bracket. And what I love about this bracket is because, if you didn't know, only 2 teams from each district make the playoffs, so it's a 32-team bracket. As a result, the truncated bracket means that we get big-time matchups earlier and earlier, including some outstanding first-round matchups that are going to dictate what the entire bracket looks like. Let's start with Region 1. And up in Region 1, I think that you take a look at a team, this feels like a little bit more wide open than past years, but I look at Valley as a team to keep an eye on out of Turkey, Texas. Spur has been fantastic all year long as well. Borden County is usually the team to keep an eye on, but they're very young this year. They've taken some lumps, but I think that they are certainly considered a favorite there. And then Spring Lake Earth, big first-round matchup with Happy, but Spring Lake Earth is, I think, a team that could make a deep run, maybe even win the region here in Region 1. Fun group of 8 teams here in Region 1. Going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if there's necessarily one team that's run away from the pack, and that's what makes this particularly interesting. On to Region 2 we go. Region 2 is a bunch of teams that are maybe a little bit like damaged goods. Here's what I mean by that. Okay, so Westbrook's got like 4 losses on the year. And this has been a team that I think is kind of starting to find their rhythm and maybe very dangerous. But they could see a team like Rankin, who's extremely dangerous, the Red Devils, in the second round of the playoffs. Hermleigh and Sterling City is a bona fide first-round banger. I'm really excited to see what happens there between Hermleigh and Sterling City. That game's going to be really good. Keep it on Garden City. Though they are in second place by virtue of their loss to Rankin, they are still a very dangerous team. They get a tough first-round matchup with Van Horn. Overall, this is the real headline matchup here, although I misspelled Sterling. But what I'll tell you is Hermleigh and Sterling City is going to be a lot of fun. And then this one, if we get Westbrook and Rankin, if they can make it past first-round challenges, Westbrook and Rankin could be a real interesting test. Let's go over to Region 3. Over to Region 3 is where you've got a couple of teams that I think could emerge as favorites pretty early. One of them is Abbott. The Panthers are undefeated, 10-0, looking very good. Defense has been fantastic. Blum, of course, has state championship pedigree. They could meet in a regional final. Union Hill out of Gilmer has been very solid as well. And keep an eye on St. Joe. That first-round matchup with Leverett Chapel is not going to be any joke. Overall, I think Blum and Abbott are probably the favorites to come out of Region 3, but this could go any which way. And with the truncated bracket, you could have some upsets that could throw this whole bracket out of whack. Meanwhile, down in Region 4. Region 4, it's all eyes are going to be on the top half of this bracket. We'll talk for a moment about one team down here, but all eyes are going to be up here. Because May, undefeated, number 1 team in the state, taking on Jonesboro, undefeated, I believe either number 2 or number 3 team in the state. They could meet in the second round of the playoffs. That's what I mean by the truncated bracket giving us the good stuff earlier. Okay, we're going to get a big-time matchup. And by the way, Lakey ain't no pushover either, so keep an eye on that matchup. Bottom half of the bracket feels like Water Valley's to lose. Water Valley's been outstanding, undefeated on the season. They look like they've got a spot penciled in here. But this first, the big game in the state in round 2 at any level is going to be May versus Jonesboro if they get that far. So when you take a look at the bracket as a whole, overall, a little bit of chaos up here. Right? I think we're going to find out a lot right here in the second round of the playoffs, right here, and then as well as what happens with Sterling City and Hermleigh, which is a huge first-round matchup. Then, up here, I think we're looking at Blum and Abbott playing in a regional final, and then down here, May and Jonesboro, the winner of that game, probably gets Water Valley in a regional final. A lot of fun. Because there's only 32 teams, we are getting some big-time headline matchups early in the playoffs, and that's what we want, and we will have you covered every step of the way at TexasFootball.com.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.